Good morning, everyone. Sorry about that. I am an idiot and I forgot to turn my mic on. But welcome back to my Toreador playthrough of Coteries of New York. I hope everyone's doing really well this morning. Clearly, I'm still kind of asleep. Thankfully, my mic has a little switch on it so I can easily turn it on and off. But I think we should just hop right into it because we left off at kind of a dramatic spot. So let's get that music going. That good tense music. Thank you, Biotic Warlock. Alright. Let's load Lamar. And I actually had concerns this morning because it appeared like my Twitch wasn't connecting and I was panicking, but I was able to update my software and get it fixed. So if there's any weirdness different from how you guys normally see the stream, just let me know and I can fix it. Alright, so where shall we go first? I think we actually, we gotta sleep first. Alright, let's take a rest. Oh, what's gonna happen? Oh, some shit showed up. Okay. So we have Faith and Myth Part 3 with Benoit. We have a Nosy Reporter Part 2. We took care of Frank, but they're still staking out Sophie's apartment. Oh no. Oh, I think my screen is a little too big. 1 second. Let me just... Whoop. Let me just shrink so you guys can see these. Alright. And then... Kara wants to meet. Hope decides you should see her alone with an ace up your sleeve. Oh, Jesus. He does kind of look like Chunk, but Chunk is far more handsome. I think we can all agree on that. Then we have the Nosferatu, the Gangrel, Tremere. Somebody's Watching Me, Part 1. Yeah, let's start with Tam. Once again, you cross the gate of Prospect Park and head straight for where you last saw the feral duo. Minutes pass. Finding no sign of Tamika, you begin to worry that something might have happened to her. Oh yeah, that's right. I don't know how well y'all can see it, but we are a real hungry boy right now. We are a very hungry boy. Oh, actually, that's what's missing. Sorry, having to do a new setup made everything kind of weird. There we go. Now you guys can see it better. Much better. Okay. Sorry, the dogs have started early today. Alright. Suddenly you hear rustling coming from the nearby bushes, and it's not the stray cat kind of rustling either. Whoever's hiding in those bushes, you know I can hear you, right? Or Tamika? Let me see. Let's just say you know I can hear you, right? Hey, you in the bushes. You know I can hear you, right? The rustling stops, if only for a second. Suddenly the bushes part and Raoul walks out, desperately trying to look confident. I just like the idea that Raoul was like hanging out in the bushes, just like, and then had to try and sneak out like he was fancy. Hey, buddy. Yeah, that's only because I wanted you to. Listen, I wanted to have a word before Tam gets here. I really love his tattoos so much. She seems to like you for whatever strange reason, but the way I see it, you're a nuisance at best. At worst, you're a threat. You don't like me. Got it. Or you'll warm up to me, or is there a point to the speech? God, we really have some rude options. I feel like some of these options are clearly the Ventru options from the other playthrough. Oh, goodness. You don't like me. Got it. I get it. You don't like me. Forgive me if I don't lose any sleep over it. Wow, we really still went rude. That's, damn it, Lamar. You should be, because when I don't like someone, I do something about it, and it's usually not pleasant. Tamika is my sister, in every sense of the word that counts. I don't know what that means. Y'all have the same sire? You were siblings in real life? It's weird to say in every sense of the word that counts, but okay. Alright. Anything that happens to her, I find even remotely your fault, I'm coming after you. Is that clear? Why do we have such rude options? I don't understand. Okay. What do y'all think? I'm kind of torn between I'm not your enemy and she doesn't need a babysitter. Because, like, I'm kind of on Tamika's side here. Like, I've got brothers, and they're real annoying when they're like this. Yeah, I'm thinking I'm not your enemy is going to be the option here. Let's see. I'm not your enemy, or Tamika's. Except I'm also about to go fucking feral. Oh, so there's a delay between me and the chat, so if you guys all vote for something and I don't pick that, it's because the answers came in after I picked it. I don't think you understand. I don't give a fuck what you think you are. What I'm saying is, if anything happens to Tamika, I'm holding you accountable. Of course he is. All of a sudden, the sound of footsteps reaches your ears. It's just faint enough to not be ostentatious, but still loud enough to hear. You can tell that whoever's approaching wants to make their presence known. Both you and Raoul turn just in time to see Tamika emerge from behind an old sycamore tree. It's hard to tell just how long she's been listening in on your conversation. In any case, she walks up and speaks, addressing no one in particular. Uh-oh. Did I miss anything? Your brother's being an asshole. God, I love her look so much. Oh, she's amazing. And I don't know if I've mentioned it before, but if you guys can see, the blood around the edges actually pulses, which makes it that much more, like, stressful. I kind of want to say your brother's worried about you. So Raoul down the river just a little bit. Because I have a feeling if I say your brother's being an asshole, she's going to be like, yeah, he's like that. Let's try worried about you. Your brother's worried about you. He seems to think I'm a bad influence. Aww. In an instant, her voice goes from mockingly sweet to stern and unyielding. Her next words sound like a challenge. Is that true, Raoul? You think I can't take care of myself? God damn it, Tam. That's not what this is about, and you know it. I know, big brother. You meant well. You always mean well. Ah, screw it. Why do I even bother? And with that, Raoul takes his leave. Tamika waits in silence just long enough to make sure he can no longer hear her, and addresses you. JK Raoul turns on heightened senses to still listen. She's got 5 dots of fabulous. Hell yeah, she does. I have a favor to ask. This is my real answer. That's my real fucking answer, let's be honest. JK Raoul. I like my favors returned is, again, that kind of, like, Ventru-ass response. I really want to say for you anything because I'm all about this girl and y'all know it. Let's see here. Oh, come on! Come on! I picked the flirty option, and that is not flirty text. Come on now. Let me flirt with Tamika. Sure. Anything. She raises an eyebrow. Anything, huh? Careful. I might keep you to that. I mean it. I'm smoother than Lamar. God, I hope. I meant what I said. I just love it. Like, baby, I'll do anything for you. Anything? I said what I said. The look of genuine surprise washes over her face. She blinks as if trying to revert to her default resting bitch face setting. God, I know that moment. Oh, you thought I said I have a favorite ass. You know, that's just how this playthrough's gonna go. You know? Favorite ass is gonna be that Mafia Nosferatu. I guarantee that guy's probably got a good ass. I have an errand to run. I was hoping you'd come with me. There's a place east of here. It's a short walk. We should be back in about 2, maybe 3 hours. Three hours? You call that short? Nah, I'm from Atlanta. 3 hours is like going to the good Super H Mart. Wait, we're walking? As in on foot? In New York City? Yes, of course, in New York City. You fucking... Oh my god. Did... Y'all help me remember, is Lamar not from here? Like, did he come here from somewhere? Because that's dumb as hell. I have not even lived in New York City, and I would know that if somebody's like, I need to run an errand, they're probably fucking walking. He doesn't even go here. I don't like cars, alright? They remind me of old times, before I became this. It can be distracting. That's a weird reason to not like cars. So, can we go? No cars in my good Christian coteries of New York. Kinda want to say, should I expect trouble? Knowing Lamar, he'll say it in a rude-ass way, though. Fuck it, let's try it. Sounds kinda shady. Should I expect trouble? You should always expect trouble. But I'm not planning to start any. Okay, it's the moonlight. She, like, lit up, and I realized that moonlight was going in the background. I was just like, yes, queen! If I was a Venture, I'd have the money for cars, gas, and parking. That's having 3 dots in being rich as shit. And so you head toward the parking lot, accompanied by Tamika and a lot of unanswered questions. Following Tamika's directions, you finally arrive at the Evergreen Cemetery, one of the oldest burying grounds in Brooklyn. You enter through the southwestern gate and follow your companion through a sea of tombstones. It's a nice enough place as far as graveyards go, much less homogenized than the usual flat field littered with identical markers. Tamika confidently presses on, swerving and weaving along a pre-programmed path. It's clear that she's been here more than a few times. Finally, she makes a sharp left and takes a few more steps down a gravel walkway, coming to a sudden stop in front of a modest headstone. The inscription reads, Luca Santiago, beloved sister and daughter, born 1991, taken from us too soon. With her eyes fixed on the grave, she lets out an absent-minded utterance. I need a moment alone. Not long. 5 minutes at most. Why is she... Oh, so much light behind her. You look around in search of a good spot to wait for her and pass the time. At the far end of a nearby lawn, you notice a long bench situated under a weeping willow. Suddenly you hear voices, distant but slowly approaching. Judging by the tone and timbre, you're guessing it's a couple of teenagers out to get their late-night kicks among the dearly departed. It's just a bunch of goth kids going to, like, hang out in the cemetery and be goth. I say, as one of those goth kids. Might be a good chance to feed. Then again, you could just pass the time walking around the area. It's actually quite nice in a dark and somber kind of way. We have to! We have to feed on the teenagers. We haven't had a feeding opportunity in a while. Alright. We have to do this, so... Take your time. I think I'll go grab myself a drink. Just do it quietly. I don't want any trouble. Not here. You leave Tamika alone and follow the voices. Soon enough, you come upon a couple in their late teens. Judging by the thick eyeliner on their clothes, consisting mostly of black leather and lace, you'd venture a guess that they love nothing more than to meet an actual vampire. I'm telling you, I told you, it's goth teens! You're happy to oblige. As you emerge from the shadows, you can feel your all intensify. The boy and the girl watch you, completely awestruck, waiting for you to approach. The slightest gesture is enough to shoo the boy away. He sits on a nearby bench and watches, completely enamored, as your lips press against the girl's neck. It's just like, fuck off, boy. It's a weird sensation to feel actual, honest-God pride in a victim's blood, but here you are. She's glad to have been chosen this way. You decide there's no good reason to discriminate, and also take a sip from the guy. His BO is pretty terrible, but the taste of his blood isn't half bad. It's just goth teens. Hoping the teens' post-kiss days will make your face just an impression in their memory, you leave them on the bench, just as they let their excited hormones run wild and start making out furiously. Oh my god. That's the most goth teen shit I've ever heard. We just got fed on by a vampire. Hell yeah, baby. You half expect Kadir to materialize, sword in hand, to deal with these loose ends. Or with you, for leaving them to roam like you did. You'll need to be more careful in the future. Make this blood on the edge go away! I drank from 2 people! Finally, you get back to the tree and find Tamika sitting on the bench. Without a word, you sit next to her. You look over to her, doing your best not to stare. She looks down, crossing her arms, putting her hands on her shoulders. In an instant, the ferocious savage disappears, replaced by a vulnerable young woman. I think I'm done. So you feel like sharing feels like the caring friend option for, you know, wanting to get someone to be in your coterie. But I'm sure Lamar will have a way to make this rude as hell. Like, I kind of want to say, you okay? I don't know. Chat, help me out here. Okay, so we have 1 for you okay, 1 for 2, and then 2 for 3. I'll let one more person... Okay, 3. Have to remember these are New Yorkers, different culture. That's true! Hey, we actually just said you feel like sharing. Thank God. No, but I guess I owe you an explanation. She looks away. You can tell she's struggling to open up to you, so you remain silent, trying not to make her uncomfortable. I was embraced not far from here, in this cemetery. A fitting spot, I suppose. It was close to a decade ago. I'd been on the road for a couple years at that point, hitchhiking from one town to another. New York was supposed to be just another stop. And then I met Jezebel. She was strong, smart, independent. Seemed like someone I could trust. Someone I could get close to. She never made me feel inadequate or ashamed. She could hold her own in a fistfight, too. Funny thing, though, she only wanted to meet during nighttime. I didn't think much of it. Even came up with excuses for her. Busy, eccentric, whatever worked. Until one night, she sank her teeth into my neck. At least you knew your sire. Let's go with, is she still around? Keep using the past tense. I take it she's no longer around? She's not dead, if that's what you're asking. At least, not that I know of. She left soon after turning me. I think the conclave of Prague really shook her up. So I know what this is, but for the benefit of literally everyone, I'm gonna click Conclave of Prague. Wait, the Conclave of what now? Prague. It's a city in Central Europe. It's supposed to be neutral ground, a good place to discuss politics and strategy. It ended up almost turning into a civil war. Next thing you know, the Anarchs were expunged from the Camarilla. All they had done for our kind, the blood they spilled, it didn't amount to a thing. I can't blame Jezebel for feeling betrayed. But yeah, even though I still had Raoul and Luca, I was still furious and terrified. Luca died a few years later. Operation Lights Out, they called it. It was a coordinated assault by the Second Inquisition. A genocide by any other name. Her family got together, bought up a plot, and buried an empty casket. I guess they wanted some closure. Can't fault them for that. Even though she's not really here, I like to come and visit from time to time. It reminds me of who I am. Keeps me in check. Keeps the beast at bay. Also, this being the place of my embrace, you have to appreciate that level of irony. She straightens up and looks at you as if something just occurred to her. Sorry, I don't know what came over me. One minute I'm all grunts and stares, and the next I'm giving you my biography. I guess I'm just tired of being scared. Alone. Aww. Aww. Tamika. I thought we were emo. Tamika's right there with us. Oh, which option? I like both of them. Yeah, like you're looking for a place to belong. Tamika, with your sad backstory. I love you, girl. Okay, you don't have to be alone. You don't have to be alone. I used to think so, but those were simpler times. At this point, I'm just looking for something to believe in. Someone I could give a damn about. Ooh. My ass wants to say you have me. We're also trying to form a coterie, so you have me. I don't like you ever. Oh, fuck him. I love all y'all joining me in this thirst venture here. We gonna say you have me. I'm gonna eat a piece of a croissant real quick. You got me for whatever it's worth. She looks at you. Her mouth drops open ever so slightly. You can tell she wasn't expecting that. Hey, girl. What up, girl? Lamar and Tamika, power couple. You have me, by which I mean me, Ellie. Lamar is optional. Oh, I love you guys. Yeah, I do, don't I? You open your mouth, but before you can make a sound, Tamika motions at you to keep quiet. I've played too many dating sims, so it's like, before you can make a sound, Tamika kisses us. I've played way too many dating sims. She lifts her head and sniffs the air. Her ears perk up and her eyes widen. Suddenly, she pushes you with all her strength, sending you flying off the bench. Before you even hit the ground, an immense shape flies into view and smashes down on the bench, splintering it into pieces. What? Also, we drank blood. Why has this not gone away? With the blood surging through your veins, you pounce onto your feet. You look at this mass of fur and muscles that just nearly pulverized you. The creature rears its head to give you a deranged stare. It then turns to Tamika. She seems utterly terrified, frozen in place as if she literally just saw a ghost. You notice the creature shift its weight as if preparing to pounce. Is this a fucking werewolf? If we use celerity, it's just gonna go bad. We still have this blood on the edge, so I don't know if we should use celerity, but y'all keep voting for it, so fuck it, we're gonna live dangerously. YOLO. With your reflexes greatly enhanced, you're able to get over to Tamika and push her out of the monster's way. You both land safely on the grass while the beast flies through the air and smashes face first into a marble headstone. The creature then turns towards you. For a second or two, it moves its mouth awkwardly, as if trying to remember how to form words. Yo! What is this? Yo, I like this. I like this. Who the fuck is this? I like him. Wow, this design is so cool. I can't tell if he's a werewolf or if he's like a gangrel that has, because like, okay, so gangrels, if they go truly feral and hit their bane, they take on like animal characteristics. So I don't know if this is a werewolf or like someone like a gangrel that has gone feral so much that they're very like animalistic in how they look. Oh, this is cool. This is really cool. Wondering if I've met anyone in this game I don't like. Nope. I love every person. It's the inverse in Bloodlines. In Bloodlines, every now and then I'm just like, and then there's this asshole. Alright. Stay out my ground. The creature runs off toward a nearby clearing, when all of a sudden a gunshot sends it tumbling to the ground. A group of well-armed men in body armor emerge from the shadows in an orderly formation and moving closer around the creature. Fucking Second Inquisition. Let me go feral. I now have 50 spouses. I have a harem and they're all vampires from New York. Shock as a character appears for the first time and Ellie fell in love with their design. Truly unprecedented. I love that y'all have gone through practically the 5 stages of grief with me thirsting over all these characters. Now it's just acceptance. It's like, alright, what's gonna happen? But really it's just like, one of the complaints that I had heard about the game was that people weren't really into the character design. They thought they were all very samesies and not very unique. And I'm actually, personally, experiencing the complete opposite. All of these characters have really cool designs. And this art is beautiful. It's very, this sounds weird to say, it's very Vampire the Masquerade art style. And I really like that. And so all of these characters just feel very, what's the word? They're very much like the art from the books. So there's this kind of like weird comfort, like, to seeing these characters. So they're designed really well. And so it's just nice and like comforting to see these characters that, you know, look very on brand and on theme. And then like 90% of them are like super attractive and the other 10% are just like pretty attractive. So, but yeah, like if you guys get source books, or especially look at the old source books for Vampire the Masquerade, you'll see that this art is like very on brand, and so that's kind of why I'm enjoying it so much. Alright. So we got people swarming the creature, and I swear to God, if it's Second Inquisition, we're gonna kill somebody. Let's walk out and meet him. Y'all underestimate how much I fucking hate the Second Inquisition. So the Second Inquisition, just to better explain for people that may be their first time watching, it's the FBI. It's a division of the FBI that knows about vampires and werewolves and things, and their entire goal is complete genocide of vampires and werewolves and all this, and I really fucking hate them. See, in old Vampire the Masquerade books, we were always preparing for Gehenna, which is the apocalypse, and it's a lot of years preparing for the apocalypse, and some of that stuff came to pass, but now we have the threat of the Second Inquisition, and that to me feels like I like that threat more than just this blanket oh, doomsday is coming, and so after playing the Gehenna type plots for a while, I'm really digging the Second Inquisition, which is a very active and very real threat, and it's a threat that we all know the FBI. We're all familiar with sting operations they've done over history. So this is a more nuanced real threat that to me is a great addition to the franchise. But okay. We're going. Not sure who the men are, you decide not to immediately assume they're hostile. After all, the enemy of my enemy, etc. And so you start making your way toward the group. You only make it a few steps before Tamika grabs you by the arm. She gives you a bewildered look. What the hell are you doing? We need to hide, now. Deferring to her judgment, you promptly follow her behind a nearby bush. Luckily, the men didn't appear to have spotted you. Damn it, I wanted to fight. All right. From the relative safety of the thick foliage, you watch in silence as the group of armed men subdue the creature using steel nets and cattle prods. Oh, fuck you. In the corner of your eye, you catch Tamika looking away, as if she finds this whole spectacle somehow distasteful. She speaks under her breath, her voice shaking. Can we get out of here? You see no reason to object. The walk back turns out to be a quiet and somber experience. You both walk in silence. The city, a blur of lights and cars careening by. Got that cop car again. Love these dynamic backgrounds. Oh, yeah. The Second Inquisition is a very 2020 mood. Damn it, I wanted to fight them. Alright. You look over to Tamika. She seems lost in her thoughts. Finally, you decide to break the silence. What was that thing back there? Any idea who those guys were? I feel like we should ask about the guys, because I was gonna fight them. So let's do it. Do you have any idea who those guys were? They looked like they knew what they were doing. They did. They spend their whole lives either training or hunting our kind. They're the Second Inquisition! Fucking called it. Also, I don't think Tamika said it that way. It's probably, they're the Second Inquisition. It's been a while since I saw them operating in New York. I would never expect them to go after this guard one. Hell, until today I wasn't even sure he existed. Yeah, we're gonna ask the scarred one? Thank you for subscribing, Biotic. That's the only name he's known by. He's a cautionary tale for young Gangrel. He's what happens when you let the beast take over. Ah, hell yeah, that's what I was thinking. I always figured him to be more of a metaphor. Seeing him in real life, it's like if a Christian just happened to run into Judas Iscariot one day. And seeing him hunted down by the SI, I don't know what to think. I don't even know where to start thinking. So while I know SI is Second Inquisition, I always read it as C. Deciding to give her some space, you spend the rest of the walk in silence. Soon enough, the familiar tree line of Prospect Park comes into view. You stop by the entrance nearest to Tamika's haven. She keeps walking without so much as a word or glance in your direction. She stops after several paces and turns back towards you. I'm sorry. Thank you for coming with me. But now I have a lot of shit to figure out. Once I do, I'll let you know. And with that, she disappears among the trees. Seeing no point in sticking around, you take your leave. Whew. Whew, that was heavy. I love it. Aaron lost his shit and went to New York. I love it. Yeah, it could be Aaron's sire. Who knows? Could be. We haven't covered that on the show yet. You got some pieces of Aaron's backstory with Sunny. Yeah, Vain Pursuit is connected with Bloodlines too. So you'll see a lot of connections there. I am going to let you guys choose where we go next while I take a bite of a croissant because I think there's a big delay between me and the chat. So I want to give you guys time enough to vote on where we should go next. Alright, we've got multiple votes for the Tremere, so let's go see what Agathon's up to. Juno, the notes? You find the mystery of Agathon's research tantalizing enough to pay him a visit. You know what to expect when you return to the small bookstore serving as Agathon's haven. Does anyone remember what voice I gave Agathon? I don't remember. The cacophony of occult imagery assaults you from the book covers displayed on the window, but under the fake facade, there's something real. This time, the Buddhas and satanic Bibles of the storefront seem almost funny, and perhaps you've just started to tune into the dry humor of these Tremere. Critique his methods in Haven. Just as you ring the doorbell, the door opens and Agathon storms out. You step aside just in time to avoid having him stumble into you. We gave him a dark voice, but he's just gonna get a new voice. Lamar, what are you doing here? Hey, don't be a dick! Let's just say I came to help you. I want to say, hey, don't be a dick, but I'm going to say I came to help you. Look, I came to help you, like last time. Okay, fine. You're right. Follow me. As he turns to go, Agathon almost looks pleased that you're here. Agathon walks to his car with you in tow. It didn't occur to you last time, but it's a surprisingly pedestrian vehicle. An aging mid-size family sedan. You imagine what it would be like with a baby seat in the back. Opening the door on the driver's side, Agathon notices your look. Laugh all you want, but it's inconspicuous and practical. You sit in the car, and Agathon starts driving to his usual careful style. At least you'll never be stopped by traffic cops. It seems Agathon is not interested in small talk. Oh, whatever gave us the impression that he was into small talk. The blood also has not gone away from the screen. I'm stressed. It's like taking an Uber where you're like, I really don't want to talk to them, but yeah, the staring in the rearview mirror is still one of the funniest aspects of this. I know it's supposed to be intense, but it's really funny. Hungry. Yeah, Lamar is big hungry. He has been for a while. I even, if you missed it earlier, I snacked on some teenagers, and the blood frame didn't go away. Alright. I love a good mystery as much as the next vampire, but at some point you have to tell me what we're doing. Let me ask you a question in return. Have you ever tasted animal blood? From sheep, for example. What? Gross. You're kidding? Or no? We've also only been a vampire for like a grand total of a week or so. I'm just gonna say no. I'm a babby. New York is not the best place to hunt for wildlife, you know. You'd be surprised. There are plenty of pigeons, rats, dogs, cats. But your instinct is correct. Animal blood tastes vile. If it didn't, our own lives would be very different. Anyway, it's something to think about. I'm sorry. What? Okay. Okay. Like, You exit Manhattan over the Brooklyn Bridge and soon reach the site of the nightclub that seems to be your destination. It's on the riverfront, a converted former warehouse. After Agathon parks the car, it's time for you to enter the nightclub. You glance at the Tremere, evaluating him. It's obvious this is not his kind of place. It's not your kind of place. Not exactly. But you've probably been here and just forgotten it. Like, there are so many clubs like that. My friend just drags me out, and then like a month later I'm like, oh yeah, I have been there. For a bunch of perennially penniless archetypes. Oh, that's alliteration. Your friends were always good at traveling through every gutter in search of a high. Ugh. There's a good chance the research notes are here. We know about the research notes, but okay. Oh, hey, Agathon, what's up? Let me answer your question with a question. Have you eaten a sheep? And he's just like, just something to think about. Like, 3 out of 5 stars on Uber. Awkward conversation, safe driving. So we're looking for research notes? Yes, and that's all you need to know. Cool. There's a line into the club. It looks like a popular night, even if, based on the crowd, this is not exactly a place for supermodels and celebrities. Wow. Why is he so judgmental? You wanna go fucking feral at a nightclub? We're gonna wait in line. Uber ratings for Hope and Kadir. Hope's Uber rating is 1 star. Kadir's Uber rating is 5 stars, too scared to give him any less. You join the line with Agathon. He looks uncomfortable, as if he had hoped that you could somehow get in faster. Boy, I will eat the bouncer. Let's not forget the masquerade. Maybe we should not be... Don't you have powers? He's like, I wish we could get in. And then it's like, motherfucker, you have powers. You get us in. Let's see here. It's better if we play it cool. No risk of blowing our cover. Just 2 club goers waiting in line. Fine, you're right. Let's not make a spectacle of ourselves. You stand in line for 15 minutes and eventually get past the bouncer and step inside. The music beats down on you, bringing with it memories of human existence. First time you went dancing with friends, when you flirted with someone on the dance floor. Whew. This scene is kind of intense on the eyes. If y'all have issues with strobing, probably look away for a little bit. This time, it's different. You're a predator and everyone around you is prey. Tightly packed, twitching sacks of blood and tissue. Oh, gross. You sense the emotions all around you. Blood tinted with happiness, lust, rage, jealousy, love. A buffet of sensations. Focus. Keep an eye out for trouble while I look for what we came to find. You nod and follow Agathon through the throng, trying to ignore all the warmth, flesh, and circulating blood around you. I feel like we... yeah, I kind of wish Isolated was playing. So... I kind of want the feeding opportunity because we really need it at this point. Like, we got a lot of blood on our screen right now. But we also should focus on helping him. Fuck it, we're gonna live dangerously. Y'all said YOLO earlier. That's gonna be the theme for today. YOLO. You decide that the opportunity to feed has been handed to you, and it would be churlish to refuse. A young Latino man is dancing close to a beautiful drugged-out girl, shakes his face in her hands, and kisses him on the mouth. This is how you know you've been on the internet for too long, when it said, a young Latino man is dancing close to a beautiful drugged-out girl. My brain immediately went to the fucking Rico videos. Like that guy with the red bandana, just like, hey. I've been on the internet too long. Way too long. Oh no, yeah. If I go for the girl, I'm gonna get high, and I'm gonna be, like, real bad at helping. But, yeah! Ricardo! That's what it is. Those fucking videos. That's my feeding opportunity. Hey, there we go. You slide close to them and sink your teeth into the man's neck. He moans from pleasure at the kiss, and the girl assumes it's because of her. Just imagine he's like, yeah, and she's like, me? You check to see that nobody is watching and lick the wound closed before disengaging and returning to look for Agathon. Let this blood go away on my screen! I have fed on 3 people! 3! You find a young, intense woman pointing a finger at his face. Oh! Her hair is definitely a statement, but she a babe. That hair really is something. Is she Malkavian? I'm sorry. Alright. I do love this scarf. It's pretty colors. Actually, her eyes really aren't pulsing, but she's got heterochromia going on, so she might be Malkavian. Maybe. Parker Posey with a high cut. Yep, pretty much. Sirius's sister. Scarf! Oh my god. That's how you can find ATL by Night fans. Just Scarf. Alright. Agathon, you traitor. Don't you dare stand between me and what's mine. You look at the woman in surprise. Her appearance stands in contrast with the anger in her words. Juno, you know Aisling will not let you leave with the notes. Perhaps she won't let you leave at all. Juno pulls close to Agathon's face and stage whispers loudly enough for you to hear her over the music. You're still so brainwashed that you care about what Aisling fucking Sturbridge wants? I'm done jumping through hoops. I don't know what I saw in you, Agathon. You're such a lapdog. Damn. Can we get him an orange scarf for season 2? I declare this what my subscription is for. I'll try. I'll try. 50 subs. New scarf options. I should make like a little tier of like crazy things you get to do for subs. Let's see. I've already had to say let's not forget the Masquerade. Just buddy. I can't brainwashed or she's your ex. I like she's your ex for some reason. Let's do it. Sorry to interrupt, but is this woman your ex? Yeah, we used to date. Maybe we still would if you weren't such a fucking coward, Agathon. That's not fair, Juno. It's fair and you know it. You're too busy licking Aisling's boots to realize what we had. Aisling doesn't wear boots. Don't correct me. With a start, you realize Juno is genuinely upset. It's hard to say how long ago they broke up, but the wounds are still there. You're the kind of man who takes the side of his boss over his girlfriend. Juno's eyes glisten red with the blood of her tears. You look at Agathon with uncertainty. It was for your own good. Juno steps back, suddenly cold. Ignoring the people dancing around, she stares hard at Agathon. The past is the past. The traditions are dead to me. You won't stop me, Agathon. I'll make sure of that here and now. You know I have the power. No, Juno, please. Agathon sounds panicked. He's not worried about his own survival, but the possibility that Juno is going to unleash a genuine masquerade breach. Yeah, traditions with a capital T. That's the Masquerade. Oh, fuck. Oh, yeah, that's a thing in Vampire the Masquerade. The short version is that bodily fluids are replaced with blood. The long version is you cry blood. Well, that sounds like the longer version. Yeah, because your body is technically dead, the only thing that's really moving through you is blood. So, like, even, like, if you cut yourself to do, like, some blood magic, you have to, like, make a conscious effort to push blood out of you. And then when you cry, that's your body making an effort to push a liquid out of you, and so you will cry tears of blood. Lifelike thin bloods are mostly fine. Sucker punch Juno. Just punch the bitch. I feel like at this point we can't reason with her because he already, like, pissed her off that bad. We can try and use presents to calm her down. Or just sucker punch the bitch. Y'all help me decide. Dustin got summoned by y'all saying scarf 3 times. Good morning, Cirrus. Okay. The general vote seems to be for presents, but I appreciate the hell out of y'all that chose to sucker punch her. Calling on the powers of your blood, you step closer to Juno, between her and Agathon. Agathon was being an asshole. Don't hurt yourself just to get back at him. He's not worth it. Juno looks you in the eye and you can see that she's tired and scared. Defecting from the Tremere is not easy or safe. Oh, she's Tremere. That's sad. Don't punch people that wear scarves. It ends badly. You're right. The dogs agree. She turns to go, then stops and glances back at you. You should pick better friends. With that, Juno walks through the oblivious dancers towards the exit. Looking around, you realize that Agathon didn't stay to witness your exchange with Juno. Instead, he worked his way around the dancing crowd looking for the notes using his arcane methods. After Juno is gone, he returned, shaking his head. The notes were here, but not anymore. It's possible someone grabbed them when they hunted here. After making sure Juno was nowhere to be seen, you and Agathon push your way back outside. Outside, you walk to Agathon's car and drive back over the Brooklyn Bridge to Manhattan, heading for Agathon's haven. Juno mentioned some very personal things. I trust your discretion in not discussing those things with Aisling. Ooh. I feel like this is some Tremere business that I want no part of. Yeah, I don't want to get up in the middle of Tremere shit. I'm just gonna say, of course. Your love life is your business. Thank you. After a while, you reach Agathon's haven and he parks the car. You walk to the occult bookstore and Agathon invites you inside. Ooh. Hashtag Tremere shit. The smell of incense assaults you as before, making you grateful you don't have to breathe. You follow Agathon upstairs to find Aisling Sturbridge in an armchair, reading an old book. She puts a bookmark in place as you come in. You were successful, I hope. No, I'm sorry. The notes were there at some point, but not anymore. That's a shame. I hope you don't run out of time. How did Sophie's little protege do? Agathon turns to look at you. These fledglings come and go. Let's see after a few years. Very true. I'll have to ask Sophie why she took this one in. She must have a reason. We met Juno. Fortunately, she couldn't find the notes either. That's interesting. The High Regent turns to look at you. What was your impression of Juno, fledgling? Ooh, these are some loaded answers. I feel like angry is the safe option. Driven feels like I'm complimenting her and she defected from the Tremere. I'm still voting for Sucker Punch. Option 4. Alright. Let's go with angry. She was very angry. I don't know what you people did to her, but she's pissed. Wow! That's not what I wanted to say. What? Why would you say it in such an accusatory term? Jesus! What we did. Careful now, fledgling. She made her own choices, bad as they were. Anyway, I have some things to discuss with Agathon. Run along now. You leave the occult bookstore, the cheesy mystical music still in your ears as you walk away. You wonder about what happened with Juno. Why is she so anxious to leave her clan? Can she really do that? Could you leave Sophie's service if you wanted to? We need to take a nappy nap. Lamar, man of all the extra not choice words. Lamar, let me choose the option that is the most neutral, and then say the most inflammatory shit humanly possible. Toreador is fucked. Just starting drama just because. Alright. So, we have going to see Benoit, our kind of brother, I guess, or stepbrother. Somebody's watching me. Creepy person. A Nosy Reporter Part 2. Her master's voice, which is going with Hope again. or good old D'Angelo. We're gonna take a nappy nap, but let's see what happens. Oh, there's more. Okay. I can't not sleep. It tells me I need to rest. I can't select something without resting. So now there's more Tamika. The Battle of the Cloisters. A tapping on the window, a small grayish bird flying off, a small piece of paper left on the windowsill. Prospect ASAP. Tam. Jesus. And then Tremere shit. Mi abuela, mi abuela. One more visit to the Chantry of the Five Boroughs and to Agathon, who's starting to be surrounded by a smell of danger. Alright, I am going to eat some more croissant and let y'all pick where we go next. So we've got one vote for Spy, one vote for Snurch, Tamika and Agathon. We haven't seen Hope in a while. Or D'Angelo. Let's stick with Agathon and see where this goes. And then we'll hit up Tamika. One of these nights you'll have to buy something. You reflect as you ring the doorbell of the occult bookstore that serves as Agathon's haven. Perhaps something about auras or the tarot. The same sleep-deprived blonde woman you saw on your first visit opens the door for you. Each kindred has their own servants, and Agathon seems to go for the tired Wiccan mom type. Oh no, it's me. Oh no. Oh, it's you. Come in. The woman disappears into the back room, even as you close the door behind you. Lacking any better directions, you make your way upstairs. At first, you thought the chanting was part of the ritual soundtrack that plays in the shop even at night. As you reach the second floor, you realize that it's Agathon's voice. You come up just in time to see him standing in the middle of his ritual paraphernalia with his wrist cut open over a wrought iron stand holding a blood-red stone. At least it wasn't naked Crowley magic time. As Agathon chants, blood drips from the wound in his wrist onto the stone, as if it's absorbed into it. It's probably not a good idea to interrupt blood rituals, so you wait in silence as Agathon finishes. Thanks for not giving me that option. I would have fucked it up. Alright. A few minutes later, he opens his eyes and smiles ruefully. I've done so many of these rituals. I hope it's not too off-putting for you. Why does he care? Agathon smears a bit of his own blood over the wound, and you see it close. It looks like he does this so often he rarely pays attention to it anymore. It's icky! Ah, it's icky. Aren't vampires supposed to be into blood? That'd be great. It's like, sorry, I hope this blood ritual's not too weird for you. It's like, I'm literally a fucking vampire. Like, I'm cool. We're gonna go with I'm cool. I don't mind. We're all vampires here. Said with the same intonation of, I'm gonna change. I hope you don't mind. It's fine. We're all theater kids. That we are. Agathon picks up the blood-red stone from its stand. This is a bloodstone. Could be useful. Oh, you don't say. He doesn't seem inclined to elaborate. Anyway, let's go. He pockets the stone and leads you back downstairs and outside to his car. Soon you're on your way to Queens and Flushing Meadows, Corona Park. Uh-oh. Sorry. Gallows humor. The world is on fire. After parking the car, you follow Agathon on foot as he leads you deeper into the park. Coming to a New York park in the middle of the night might have worried you when you were alive, but now it's normal. If someone tries to mug you, it just means you'll have an opportunity to feed. Always look on the bright side of death. Agathon walks with purpose, as if he knows exactly where to go. You see the Unisphere, a giant metal sculpture of Earth, lit up so park-goers can appreciate it at night. You're not sure how Agathon picks his ritual spot, but he must have purpose in mind. The sculpture stands in the background, giving his preparations added dramatic weight. That's Tremere shit. Stand watch while I perform a ritual. It'll reveal whether the notes we seek are here. I'll lose control of the incantation if you fail to keep me free of distractions. Oh, fuck. Uh-oh. Also, we still have blood on our screen. I'm not sure, but it feels like it's less. Anyone else know? Is this less than we had before? Kinda feels like it. It doesn't look like there are many people around. You settle in for a boring half hour while Agathon mumbles and makes strange gestures, spilling drops of his blood at regular intervals. I love that if a single New Yorker walked by, they'd just be like, From the outside, the ritual is not particularly flashy. Agathon repeats a mantra under his breath and walks with measured steps until he stops and turns around, walking back. It looks as if there's an invisible structure he must follow, unseen patterns and limits governing his movements. As choreographies go, it doesn't look particularly difficult to learn, but you suspect there are hidden dimensions of skill and understanding involved. Of course, Lamar is like, it looks easy. A lone drunken woman walks towards you. Hard to say what she's doing at the park. She's a little older, white, dressed like a suburban divorcee. My husband poisoned? Well, it certainly wasn't me, I can tell you that. What's your friend doing? He's kind of hot. Oh no, it's me! Oh no! I'm about to get got! The woman's words are slurred by alcohol, but she seems to have decided that you are this evening's entertainment. Okay, it's not me. She's drunk. I'm just like this. And I'm sober. Sober person, drunk person, both thirsting for Agathon. Alright. Hey you! Stop being weird and talk to me. The woman seems determined to walk past you toward Agathon. It looks like just the kind of interruption that he was worried about. Choices. Look, dogs, you can't have input. I've already told you. I've already told you you can't have input. I do feel like we should take her for a feeding opportunity. Bork, bork. They're saying feed from the woman. Yeah, we're gonna do it. We're gonna do it. Agathon is deeply immersed in his ritual, so why not use the time you have constructively? Always the pragmatist. You walk up to the woman from behind, grab her by the shoulders, and sink your fangs into her throat. Blood tinged with alcohol and horniness flows into your mouth as the woman moans from the sudden pleasure of the kiss. Oh, I need to sit down. Just as you lick the wound closed, the woman collapses onto the ground, swaying and trying to sit upright. Suddenly you hear a scream of rage. Startled, you turn around just in time to see Agathon running at the woman on the ground, his expression contorted with hatred. Did the woman make enough noise to interfere with the ritual? That doesn't explain why he's in such a rage. What? What the fuck is happening? I feel like we shouldn't intervene. Like, let's just let it happen. Also, the blood is gone from the screen now. Yay! No longer hungry boy. I think we shouldn't intervene. What do y'all think? Intervene or don't intervene? He's probably gonna kill the woman. But I'm intrigued to see why. I'm really interested in what y'all think. But at what cost? At what cost? Give a little more croissant. You guys help me choose. This is like a big moment. Now, when y'all are saying two, are you saying intervene or don't intervene? Yeah, let's let it happen. We're gonna let it happen. You step aside as Agathon leaps at the woman, sinking his fangs into her neck as she screams pitiably. The woman's screams quiet down as Agathon drinks more and more. Uh-oh! Y'all! Okay. Because I get confused by the twos when we're missing a one. Kill? Don't kill. It's not a Masquerade violation to kill her. It's a Masquerade violation if we leave her there. Like, homeboy just went fucking feral. What? Okay, don't kill, don't kill. Okay, a bunch of people are saying don't. I'm gonna blow my nose real quick and then we'll choose. I'm also almost done being sick. So thank you guys so much for, like, you know, just sticking with me and playing these games with me while I've been sick. Gives me something to do in the house. Alright, yeah, let's... We shouldn't kill her. You pull Agathon away from the woman. He struggles, but he's clearly not used to physical scuffles. Agathon looks at you wild-eyed, then snaps out of it. He stares at you in embarrassment and horror. You shouldn't have had to see that. I'm really sorry. Something triggered one of my wards. We have to go now. There's no time to waste. Agathon starts running towards his car, and you do your best to follow. Usually, Agathon drives more carefully than most humans you know, but now something is different. He's speeding, honking at every car that gets in your way. You're driving towards the Bronx, and twice, Agathon almost collides with another car. He's clearly not used to driving quickly, but something is overriding his usual caution. You screech to a stop in front of a red tile apartment building. Agathon jumps out of the car and starts running, leaving you to take the keys from the ignition and close the doors. What the fuck is happening? Take a second to check these backgrounds, because sometimes they're just really cool. Oh, these are neat. I love these dynamic backgrounds. They're just so cool. I like the little blood red moon happening. Agathon disappears up the stairs and you follow his agitated shouting. Abuela, it's me. I don't know how to pronounce that. Javi? Yeah, Javi. Because it would be like Javier. Oh no. Oh no! Oh no. Oh no. Oh no. Oh no. No, 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 no. I played too much vampire. I know where this is going. I'm not ready. You get to the 5th floor landing after a run that would have left your mortal self winded to find Agathon banging on an apartment door and fiddling with his keyring. A few of the neighbors poke their heads out into the hallway, but nobody intervenes. Agathon finds the right key and slams the door open, running inside. You follow, entering what looks the home of an old Mexican lady. There are portraits on the mantelpiece and a crucifix on the wall. This really does look like my friend's grandma's house. I love it. I love it. Oh, look at everything. Oh. Oh, little slippers. This is about to be real fucking sad, y'all. Oh, man. The apartment smells musty with old age, and you detect a faint odor of vampiric blood. Fuck. Grandma hit that vampire life alert. She really did. Sylvia. Sylvia. Where are you? You come to the living room to find a body covered by a blanket in the corner of the sofa. The television is on, but the sound is off. It looks like a Spanish language channel. Agathon tears at the blanket, pulling it away in a panic. He reveals an old woman waking up in bleary-eyed confusion. Oh, thank God. Oh, thank God. Javi? Why are you barging in like this? Who's your friend? You're alive, abuela. Agathon hugs the old lady and then turns to you. You'll have to introduce yourself. I'll check the wards. Something triggered them and I'll have to see if they still work. Sylvia snuggles deeper into her blankets. This is vampire business, isn't it? Always when there is trouble, it's the vampires. Get you an abuela like Sylvia. Seriously. I love her. Yeah. She's just like, oh. Even abuelas like hashtag Tremere shit. Interesting that we're not hitting True Faith here. Well, I guess because she knows about vampires, so True Faith wouldn't really be that heavy. You stare at her, startled. Clearly the masquerade hasn't held in this household. We gotta be honest, you cannot lie to abuela. You can't. The doggos are crying. Yes, they are. They know I'm in here and they want to hang out, but they will bark real bad. Yes, Agathon is worried someone wants to hurt you. Anyway, I'm Lamar. You must be his grandmother. Nobody wants to hurt me, don't be silly. He's always worrying, that boy. This is about the girl who came to visit. I can tell. Javi was never good at keeping secrets, so much like his mother. You hear Agathon rummaging around the apartment, almost as if he's scratching at something on the walls. He's always doing that, writing on the walls with blood, making runes. I tell him to cover them with the photos and the paintings, but he won't listen. I'll have to do it myself. Doggo's on camp. Okay. Honey, if you can get me our teeniest baby, you guys will get to meet Luna. I think you met Tyrion on a previous stream. I'm asking my husband to go get her. All right, crying baby. You want to play vampire for a little bit? You want to play vampire with us? Hi, Luna. This is Luna. Luna. There's the camera. Say hi to everybody. Say hi. Hi. My little gremlin child. She looks like Not from Critical Role. All right, Luna. Luna, Abuela's in trouble. Thank you for kisses. All right, Abuela's in trouble. We gotta help. We gotta help. Otherwise, how can I invite friends for tea? They'll ask questions if I have runes all over my walls. It doesn't look like a Christian home anymore. Not in Abuela's good Christian home. What should we ask Abuela? The girl who visited, was her name Juno? Or what did she want? Or what did she talk about? I would be asking Abuela all of these things. Let's see. Let's do, was her name Juno? The girl who was here earlier, was her name Juno? Yes, that's right. A pretty name, I suppose. She was just the kind of girl Agathon used to fall for. Yike. She was a vampire too, I expect. Are you a vampire, Abuela? Oh my god. I want an Abuela vampire. Oh, yes. Oh. Red for Filth by Abuela. Let's see here. Luna, what should we pick? What should we pick? I think 1, 2, or 3. This is now puppy stream. Let's ask Abuela if she's a vampire. This might be a fun answer. You're not a vampire too, are you? Surprised by the suggestion, Sylvia laughs uproariously, mirth convulsing her aged frame. Oh no, please don't say things like that. I'm an old woman, laughing hurts. I love her. You know what? Sylvia 2020. That's the vibe I'm trying to go for. Agathon returns to the living room, still agitated. She wanted to send a message. If we don't let her find the notes first, she'll hurt my abuela. He glances meaningfully at the old woman. No, she won't. She gave me a message for you, Javi. She said to think very carefully whether your clan will really protect your loved ones. Agathon stares at Sylvia, stunned and confused. She was here to tell me that? Maybe that's good. Doesn't sound like she wants to hurt you. She was a nice girl, I can tell. Oh, abuela. Lamar, let's go. This is all we can do here. You say your goodbyes, and soon you're back outside, sitting in Agathon's car. What a catastrophe. To think Juno was there. The wards trigger when a vampire enters the perimeter, so Juno was there just as I was doing the ritual in the park. I'll take you to your haven. I love Abuela. We need more of her. I love her so much. Are you having fun now? Are you okay now that you get to hang out? Yeah. You want to be a Twitch streamer? Is that what you want? Do you want to be a Twitch streamer, Luna? Say hello. Welcome to my stream. I am Luna. Alright. Agathon starts the car and begins the drive toward Manhattan. He appears agitated, emotions coursing under his stoic face. These options. What? Is it my lipstick? Are you weirded out by the smell of my lipstick? Oh, you wanna play with your brother? Or does your brother want to come up too? I don't know if I can hold 2 dogs and play. Luna says everything in the world is okay. Tyrion, do I need to pick you up too? We have 3 dogs. Sasha, Tyrion, and Luna. Your grandmother is amazing. Okay, Tyrion. Tyrion, come on. Come on. Whichever doggy jumps up in my lap, that's who gets to go on stream. Tyrion really wants to. What up, bitches? It's your girl, Luna, back on the stream. Here we go. All right. Oh no, all 3 dogs are on me. All right, Sasha, let's pick you up too. Oh, there we go. These are all my children. Your grandmother, is she adopting? Alright, we have arms full of puppies. Oh god, this isn't gonna go well. Is everyone cool? We cool with drop them bits for Twitch dogs. Alright. Thank you, Tyrion, for kissing my hand. Oh, Luna's about to fly the coop. We interrupt this scheduled program for all my dogs. Okay, Luna, you can go. You can go. That's okay. That's okay. Here. Oh. Here, Tyrion. There you go. Sasha, you want to hang out for a little bit? You want to hang out for a little? You did drop them for dogs. Thank you. All right. All right, Sasha. What should we choose? So Sasha is Tyrion, the other fluffy one's mom. And then Luna was adopted shortly after. Shortly after we got our house. So she is our special little baby. Yes, Luna, I know. Now Sasha gets attention. Thank you, Biotic. Alright. We're gonna choose your grandmother. Yeah? Sasha's got the attitude of a little abuela, so we'll choose grandmother. There we go. Your grandmother is a very spirited woman. She's all I have left of my family. We came here from Mexico City when my parents were still alive. The Kindred have always haunted my family. Every generation has known its tragedies. What? What? That's a lot, Luna. Okay. We let the dogs in and now it's chaos. Look at that, Lamar not being a total ass. Yay! Yay! Sasha, do you want to hit the mouse? Sasha, you want to click continue? Boop. I'm sorry this happened. Yeah, I'm sorry this happened. I'm sorry this happened to your grandmother and that you have to fear for her safety. This is what it's like for all kindred who have a mortal they love. The thing is, if you don't want to lose your battle with the beast, you should probably hold on to those relationships anyway, even when it hurts. That is what we call touchstones. Touchstones are a thing in Vampire the Masquerade where it is a human that you have convictions tied to, and if anything happens to them, you lose your conviction. It's very wild. For an example would be like Abuela. Abuela probably represents something for Agathon, and if anything happens to Abuela, he would actually lose that conviction, which kind of can hurt your humanity too. Sasha's an old lady. She's a lot more calm than Luna. As you can see, she's just chilling. She's fine. Hi, my name's Sasha. Welcome to my stream. Sasha, should we just do a live stream of you sleeping all day? Luna's now trying to give me her toy because it's playtime, which it's not. Okay. Okay. Puppy chaos gotta stop. Puppy chaos gotta stop. Here, Sasha. Sasha, go play. Go on, sweetie. I say go play. She's gonna go right to sleep. Luna is Hope. Luna's Hope. Tyrion is probably D'Angelo. And then Sasha would be probably Tamika in a way. If you can hear Luna growling, Sasha is so she is. If you can hear Luna growling, it's because I'm allowing myself to play tug of war with her. Okay. Okay, we gotta get all the puppies out. That was fun. Okay, babies. You gotta go. You gotta go. Puppy stream's over. I'm sorry, Tyrion. Go on. Go on. Go on. They're pretending like they don't hear us. Tyrion, go on. Go. Tyrion's trying to hide. Oh, no. Okay, Tyrion can be on stream for a little bit. Say hi. Okay, time to go. Go on. Thank y'all for enduring that chaos. Okay. Agathon drops you off in front of your haven. The experience leaves you with disquieting thoughts. You met Agathon's grandmother under awkward circumstances, but he clearly loves her very much. You don't know enough about the world of the Kindred to say whether that's normal or not. It seems to keep Agathon connected to the world in a way that feels alien for some of the other Kindred you've met. Perhaps there is a lesson in that. Alright. What shall we do next? We haven't seen Hope or D'Angelo in a while, and then we have the Somebody's Watching Me. Faith and Myth, Nosy Reporter, Her Master's Voice, The Gift That Keeps on Giving, or The Battle of the Cloisters. I think I said we do Tamika next. So we'll do that. Alright. As you open the blinds, you're able to spot a small grayish bird flying off into the night. Looking down, you notice a small piece of paper on the windowsill. Prospect. ASAP. Tam. Third time's the charm, you think to yourself, as you once again cross the gate of Prospect Park and head for Tamika's Haven. To your surprise, you find her out in the open, sitting on the lawn, surrounded by a host of woodland creatures, birds and squirrels mostly. Oh, she's a Disney princess. The critters each patiently await their return, as she flicks seeds at them. It looks almost whimsical in a twisted sort of way. Hiding in plain sight. You wanted to see me? How are you holding up? Let's check on her. And just say, how are you holding up? Hell of a week, huh? How are you holding up? Well enough, all things considered. She scatters the remaining seeds onto the grass and hops to her feet. I've been doing some digging. The Inquisition has a safe house up in Manhattan. I think that's where they're keeping him. The scarred one, I mean. I want to pay them a visit. Kill that thing and as many of those SI bastards as I can along the way. Ooh. All of these are valid answers. It is a terrible idea. It's kind of a breach of the Masquerade, and it's really not worth it. Two does sound like kind of accusatory in a way. Let's just ask if it's really worth it. Is it really worth it? I know you want revenge for your sister, but at the very least, it's a clear violation of the Masquerade. So we kind of did all of them at once. Yeah, and that's the least of our worries. Throw in a legion of armed goons standing in our way and an all-powerful vampire as the cherry on top. But there's more to it than just revenge. I think it can help me find out who I really am. I know it sounds corny, but I can't really explain it better than that. Trust me, I'm not taking this lightly. It's just something I have to do, with or without you. Does Raoul know about this? You know what? What the hell? I'm in. The game is Coteries of New York. We're trying to form a coterie. Oh, what the hell? Who wants to live forever, right? I'm in. Me too. I knew that motherfucker. He emerges from the shadows a mere few feet away from you. Son of a gun finally managed to sneak up on you. Tamika eyeballs him as he gets closer. You've seen that look before. She's clearly asserting her position, but this time it comes off as a formality rather than an actual challenge. How long have you been there, Raoul? Long enough. Still not buying that whole scarred one bullcrap, but taking a bite out of the Inquisition's collective ass is just too good to pass up. I want in. I'm gonna go with, believe it or not, just be ready for it. You know, like, it's kind of the only option we got here. We're gonna take them down. We're gonna kill the Second Inquisition. Call it the Scarred One, Santa, or the Tooth Fairy. Just know that it's very real and very dangerous. Ugh, fine. Consider me fairly warned. Now, can we move this along? I'm itching to kill some SI fucks. Alright. Raoul, we on the same page there. You know what? It's Tamika's brother. Let's let Tamika make this call. Tamika, you got an opinion? Huh. Guess I know who the alpha is around here. He should come with us. He's got the right to be there, to see the Scarred One with his own eyes. Plus, my brother can be a pain in the ass, but he's a hell of a fighter. There you go. Tam's seal of approval. It's settled then. Let's go. Fucking finally. And with that, you leave the relative safety of Prospect Park, steeling yourself for things to come. As you get closer to your destination, you get the sneaking suspicion that Tamika's been pulling your leg. Following her lead, you take a turn from Broadway into Fort Tryon? New Yorkers, help me out. Fort Tryon Park. It doesn't seem to make sense, you think to yourself. There's only one spot between here and the Hudson River, but it can't be. Can it? Sure enough, as the stone facade of the cloisters comes into view, Tamika motions at you to keep out of sight. How the hell is this well-known tourist trap a hideout for the Second Inquisition? This place looks cool! And I'm gonna just assume that this is a real New York place. This is really cool. I kind of like to go there. Place has medieval art. Ooh! I mean, this one, so isn't this place a tourist attraction is less accusatory than the cloisters? Seriously? It's literally an old castle that was brought over brick by brick from Europe. Oh shit, that's cool! Thank you, Emily, the living Wikipedia. Wait, isn't this place a tourist attraction? Only during the day. At night, it serves as a staging ground for the Inquisition. If my sources are to be trusted, and they usually are, they brought him here for what they call processing. Doubt they'll keep him here for long, though. If we want to get to him, it's now or never. As if on cue, a group of armed guards walks out of the museum, pushing a gurney with a large steel container on top of it. As they wheel it out into the open, a truck approaches. The operative starts preparing to load the crate into the vehicle. You scan the area, trying to take a head count. Tamika beats you to it. Sorry. I count at least 7, probably more inside. We should do this quietly and take them out one by one. Raoul frowns. I say we go in guns blazing, figuratively speaking. If there's more inside, let 'em come. The more the merrier. Why don't I talk to him. I tried earlier and you stopped me. I think we should go stealthy, personally. Tamika's right. We should get in quietly, take them out one by one. Tamika nods in silence. Ugh, fine. Then let's do this already before you two bore me to final death. Oh, vampire puns. They're the worst. You split up, aiming to cover as much ground as possible. Sticking to the shadows, you advance, keeping track of one another's progress. You hardly even notice as Tamika takes out the first guard. Not a peep out of him. Trying to keep up, Raoul kills the one to your left. He's sloppy, takes a sweet-ass time bleeding the guy out. With his dying breath, the man lets out a yelp, drawing attention to one of his comrades. With the guard fast approaching, you ponder your options. Y'all, we gotta slice his throat with our fangs. Y'all realize that, right? That's too baller. We have to do that. That's so cool. This guy run by and just, I love it. Okay, we're doing this. We're not choking him out. If we choke him out, he could wake up later. As the guard walks by, you leap out of the shadows and use the sharpest weapon you have on you, your fangs, to slice his throat open. With his windpipe severed, he lets out a silent gurgle as he expires. Carefully, you lay his dead body on the dirt. Looking to the side, you notice Raoul looking back at you. He nods, looking almost semi-impressed. 3 down, 4 to go. You keep a steady pace, moving across the courtyard, picking off the guards one by one. Tamika does her part, 3 to go. Raoul gets messy again, at least this time he's quiet. With only 2 of them left, you pick one for yourself and gesture at one of your fellow ferals to take care of the other. Tamika's quieter, but Raoul is closer. Which one will you choose? Oh. Feel like we should let Tamika do it. I don't really trust Raoul to be stealthy. I mean, he was quieter the second time, but I still don't really trust him. You wave your hand at Tam, pointing at her final target. She nods and starts making her way towards him. Suddenly, by virtue of sheer luck, he turns around, damn it, just as she's about to pounce. His scream is quickly muffled, but still loud enough for the very last guard to hear. As all 3 of you approach him, the dire reality of the situation hits him like a ton of bricks. Paralyzed with fear, he keeps shifting his aim from you to Tamika to Raoul. He is severely fucked and he knows it. And since you're standing closest to him, you might as well do the honors. We are going to eat this motherfucker! We have to. We have to. Like, that feels like the only true option here. Is to eat this guy. You walk over to the quivering mess that mere moments ago thought himself the toughest of the tough. Before he can react, you slap the gun out of his hands, lean in, and smile. Hi. Half a second later, your fangs are already halfway to his windpipe. The blood tastes sour, with a hint of cowardice and regret. Could have gone out with a bang. Chose to go out with a gurgle. Oh well. With the SI operatives taken care of, you turn your attention to the container sitting in the middle of the courtyard. Using your combined strength, you make quick work of the steel door. As you walk in, the moonlight from behind you illuminates a twisted figure huddled on the floor. It's hard to believe that that thing lying before you, beaten and tortured within an inch of its own life, is the same creature you fought back in the cemetery. What the fuck is that thing? Ooh. I want to say it's what happens when you lose control. I like that. It's what happens when you lose it, when you let the beast take over. His lips move silently, as if searching for the right words. He looks to you, then turns to his sister, as if waiting for a sign. For a moment, Tamika just stands there. She looks down at the scarred one, the once fearful boogeyman, whose very mention could strike terror in the hearts of her tribe, now reduced to a whimpering pile of flesh. Finally, she turns to you with a look of childish innocence mixed with confusion. Then she looks back at the scarred one. You can tell she's lost. Tam, what the hell are you waiting for? Let's kill this thing and get out of here. It doesn't feel right if we try to encourage Tamika either way. Like, it really doesn't feel right to kill him. Like, personally, it doesn't feel right. I kind of want to leave this choice to Tamika. What do you guys think? This is Sophie's choice. Yeah, I feel like we have to let Tamika make this decision. This is, yeah, her clan, her call. This is someone that's, like, important to her clan. Okay, cool. We're gonna let Sophie decide. This is your choice. I can't make it for you. She turns to you with a look of pride mixed with desperation. I'm not asking you to. Do it, Tam. You know he deserves it. Hell, looks like you'll be doing him a favor. Fuck. Neither of these options are good. Fuck. Ugh. None of these options are good. Oh, I kind of feel bad for the scarred one. Y'all help me choose. Yeah, I do feel like we need to, like, remind her that really any option's gonna have consequences. Do what you will. Just be ready to live with the consequences. Suddenly, the very air around you seems to thicken. You look over to Tamika. She's not quivering anymore. She walks up to the scarred one. The pitiful creature presses itself into the corner in a desperate and futile attempt to crawl away. Without a word, she grabs the creature by the ears, sinking her claws into the side of his head. She looks him dead in the eye. Her voice is surprisingly warm, almost soothing. You can rest now, brother. In one fluid motion, she twists his neck off his shoulders. The snapping sound is both sickening and satisfying. The empty husk of the once fearful beast falls to the floor like a slab of meat. Jesus, Tam. That was... What the hell was that? Oh. Closure. Hopefully some closure. Standing outside the steel container, the three of you take a moment to gather your thoughts. You look at one another, at the blood staining your hands, clothes, and faces. In the pale moonlight, it appears black and shiny, like a fresh ink stain on a fresh sheet of paper. Without another word, you head back toward the city lights. The journey back takes longer than it did in the other direction. With bits and pieces of the Second Inquisition still stuck to your clothes, you decide to play it safe by sticking to back alleys and cutting through the dark corners of the city. Tamika stays several steps ahead. Both you and Raoul are quite content to follow her lead. You can tell that these last few nights have taken a toll on her, but not necessarily in a bad way. She seems stronger somehow, confident, more in tune with herself. Soon the awkward silence proves unbearable enough that you're willing to risk making small talk with Raoul. I'm going to say I'm still not sure because the other two feel kind of judgmental. And while he's been judgmental this whole fucking game, we're going to try and go neutral here. You know, I'm still not sure I understand what happened back there. You wouldn't. It's not something one of your lineage could understand. Our lineage, we have a special relationship with the beast. We can either let it control us or become attuned to it. It's a constant struggle, marked with difficult choices. I think Tam just made one of them. Pondering what you've just heard, the rest of the trip barely registers. To your surprise, you suddenly find yourself back at Prospect. Tamika keeps walking. She strides through the park gate like a queen of old, returning after a victorious conquest. You want to call out to her, but Raoul stops you with a gesture. Not yet. Give her some time to process all this shit. She'll let you know when she's ready. And hey, you did all right. I mean, don't get me wrong, you're still an asshole. But yeah, thanks. He smiles at you. Wonders never cease. See you around. And with that, he follows in his sister's footsteps. A weird smile creeps onto your face as you meld into the New York night. Whew. We gotta take a nappy nap. Yeah, this is the kind of shit Aaron is dealing with internally. And then there's people like Alpha that you guys met in the finale. And Alpha he's fine with it. Alpha very much has a connection with the beast that he is more than happy to have, whereas Aaron doesn't. And Aaron doesn't want that. And it's interesting having two Gangrel characters that view the beast so differently. So let's take a nappy nap. Oh no. Sophie requests your presence tonight, and it seems urgent. You find her already waiting for you and clearly pondering something. It takes a few minutes of awkward silence before she speaks. I require your assistance, Lamar. There is a matter of great importance that I need to ask you to resolve for me. You will find what I'm about to say surprising, I'm sure, but I need you to hear me out. I need you to contact an important Anarch figure in NYC and arrange a meeting for us. Let's go with the first one. I'm trying to be a good boy. Wait, I'm pretty sure we're not supposed to meet with Anarchs. We're at war, right? The prince does not look unfavorably at those who meet with the Anarchs, that much is true. Or it does look unfavorably. You will find that with this, as with many other things, the Camarilla's policies have more than their share of hypocrisy inherent in them. It comes hand in hand with using medieval power structures. What we are forbidden to do, the prince may do willingly. Some of these things can be done in the open, while others are kept secret so as not to invite discord and discontent. I need to contact a man named Torque. He is an influential member of the movement and, like most of them, very suspicious of the Camarilla. That's why I'm sending you to extend my invitation. What? What? So, I have some conflict with what Sophie just said. Like, obviously the prince can do shit that y'all aren't allowed to do. That's why they're the prince. Anyway. Alright, let's see. How do I know he'll talk to me? How do I know he'll even talk to me? He won't. Not yet, anyway. You need to start further down the chain, with the right story to spin. From my limited sources adjacent to the movement, I've gathered that your best chance to speak to Torque is to first meet with his right-hand woman, Mia. She's a regular at a club called the Leech Pit. I think it would be best if you presented yourself as an Anarch hopeful, a fledgling looking for a place of belonging. Only after you talk to Torque directly should you mention my name in the meeting. You know what? Makes sense. That's That's one of the follies of the Anarchs, is if you just walk up to an Anarch place and say, like, yo, I'm here to join, they're just gonna let you the fuck in. Makes sense to me. Yeah, that makes sense. If I open with, I'm with the Camarilla, they might cut me off. We can reveal our cars once I have his attention. My thoughts exactly. After tonight, I suggest that we do not speak of this again until you arrange the meeting. There are many who would jump at the chance to use this against us. With Kaiser, you have proven you can get the job done, even if it requires additional legwork. I trust you to deal with this task as quickly and covertly as possible. Forgive me, but that's all the time I can spare tonight. What I'm asking of you is just a part of a bigger whole. Trust me, it will all be worth it. Press X to doubt. I doubt it, Sophie. Alright, I'll do my best. I know you will. Check with Gregory for the address of the leech pit. Have Mia introduce you to Torque. When she does, tell him I wish to meet. Let him pick the time and place, but let it be soon. If he proves too guarded, tell him I have something that will help him gather allies against Boss Callahan. That should pique his interest. Good luck, and obviously not a word about this to anyone else, not even any new friends you might have made in recent nights. This stays between us. Sophie is starting some shit. She is starting some shit. Some serious statements being made about the Anarchs up in here. Oh, yeah. I have opinions on the Anarchs, but I am absolutely Camarilla trash. So, some of my best friends are Anarchs. I'm just kidding. Wee woo, wee woo. The way she says that final sentence suggests a not-so-veiled threat, but her warm smile belies that impression. You want her to keep trusting you. You wouldn't want to disappoint her. Gregory gives you the address. The club is in Brooklyn. Apparently it's some kind of heavy metal bar with a dedicated concert space. Time to pay this Mia a visit. The place is teeming with people tonight. You arrive at the middle of the concert. The music is loud, almost deafening, and it takes you a while to get used to it. Oh, I like this place. Oh, this background looks so cool. Oh, look at all this. Oh, mirrors on... I'm pretty sure these are mirrors, but you can't see people in them. This is so cool. Okay. But yeah, big wee-woo-wee-woos about Sophie. Don't trust. "10 out of 10 would drink here." 10 out of 10 would feed here. The noise hurts your ears. This venue isn't suitable for this kind of music, and none of the instruments sound the way they should. The cacophony sets you on edge. Oh yeah, because we're a Toreador! Oh shit! Because this is like ugly music to the Toreador. Oh, this is cool. This is cool. I like this. A group of a few dozen patrons are tightly packed together, and the smell of their sweat and youthful, excited blood overwhelms you momentarily. It's with some difficulty that you turn to the task at hand. You've heard your share about the Anarchs and how they fit into Kindred politics, but you only have your short encounter in Corona Park on which to base your actual opinion of the faction. Yeah, we kind of had that one Anarch guy that was like really shitty to us. So that's kind of his only exposure to them so far. Okay, mingle in the crowd, ask for Mia at the bar, or Auspex, try to locate Mia in the crowd. We fed, so we can use Auspex, but I have a feeling we're gonna have a need for blood allocation later. If we're an anarch hopeful, we could make ourselves look like a dum-dum. We actually don't know shit about Mia, aside from that her name is Mia. But y'all are voting for Auspex, so let's go for it. Sharpening your senses in a place like this is a huge gamble. You try doing it slowly, bit by bit, so the loud sounds and lights don't dull your perception. A face flashes before your eyes in the mosh pit that just formed in front of the stage. Were those fangs? You're pretty sure you saw fangs on one of the girls. A short pause in the music lets you take a closer look. Yeah, she's different from the others. You notice small details. No perspiration, the paleness of her skin. Here goes nothing. Heard you're into anarchy. I'm new to being dead. I want to learn about anarchy. All of these sound so dumb. Oh god. Y'all help me choose because all of these are some dumb boy answers. How do you do, fellow anarchs? I like heard you're into anarchy. It is very how do you do, fellow kids. Lamar is a himbo confirmed. Heard this is the spot to meet hot chicks who hate the patriarchy. Anarchs, you could say. What a shocker! New wife. Also, confirmed leather jacket club. Seriously? That the best line you can come up with? She doesn't smile, but she doesn't hit you either. Follow me behind the bar. She leads you through the bar to a back door that leads into a side room. Indie metal band posters are plastered on every wall, some of them 20 or more years old, judging from the tour dates. An old sticky table and some rickety chairs are the only pieces of furniture here. Sit down. Why don't you sit down? That's a quick way to fucking die. Alright. Sure. You take a seat as the woman leans against one of the walls. The name's Mia. I'm guessing your visit here isn't a happy coincidence. I don't know you, so you're either new in New York or kept an outstandingly low profile. Both sound suspect. So, before we take the pleasantries further, answer me this. Who do you run with? Ooh. Ooh. We can't drop Sophie's name yet. Huh. Camarilla's a dumb answer. Let's go with independent. I like independent. Like, oh, I'm just this fledgling who's independent. I haven't joined anyone yet, but I met, like, this one asshole who's Camarilla, and I don't really like it. So, I was thinking of joining the Anarchs. I'm independent. I don't bow to anyone. Isn't that adorable? Listen, fledgling, you don't get to be this fresh in the game and not pick a side. Those Second Inquisition fucks are all too happy to pick on delusional kids like you. So are the Cams. They offer you rewards aplenty for your servitude, but never actually deliver. Fortunately for you, there's another option. Camarilla do deliver. They're called boons. And boons get paid in full. Anyway. It's like someone trying to be like, Lannisters never give you money, and you're like, doubt. Lannister always pays their debts. You just might not like how they do it. Lamar will find some way to mess up, even if we pick the right answers. Alright. But before I get to that, let's get one thing out of the way. She leans in. If this is some clever ploy to oust me from my domain, or if you're just here to spy on me and the movement, I'll make sure that you don't enjoy undeath much longer. Got it? You can tell it's a purely rhetorical question. Right. Here's the pitch. The Camarilla like to think that they're the vanilla option. Well, with Prince Bitch Panard pretending that they are always in charge, but New York has never been a fully cammy city. They might have won the city in '99, but cams have had their asses handed to them many times over the years, and the movement has been here at least as long as they have. Hell, I moved to New York before World War II, and that was a good while after I saw the Camarilla for what they are, a way to keep all us subservient and in line. The ivory tower will tell you that they're the only safeguard for the traditions, and that's kind of the problem. Let's check the word ivory tower. Another name for Camarilla. That's the best fucking definition. Alright. There's only one tradition we in the movement feel should be respected. The Masquerade, obviously. Everything else? Ask the prince and she'll tell you it's logical continuation of the Masquerade. But really, it's just a way to keep the elders powerful and in control. She grimaces. But here's the thing. For all the talk of us bloodsuckers being solitary creatures, we need a community to keep up the Masquerade. Community, yes. But authority, not so much. We need a council of peers to keep the assholes and power-drunk fledglings in check, but not a feudal prince to tell you where to feed or who to hunt down when they step on our toes. Even though barons literally do that. Having to read, like, these lines from an anarch is so physically painful. It's like reading your bitchy teenage daughter's diary, and she's like, ugh, my parents are so strict. They won't let me do drugs. She takes a brief break from her indignant rant. Yeah, let's say, so you anarchs don't have a ruler? Let's call this shit out. So, you anarchs don't have a ruler? A ruler? No. But leaders? Sure. Most follow old Boss Callahan's lead. These are all some loaded fucking options, man. Most, but not you. You make it sound like it's most, but not you. Yeah, not me. If you're concerned about being well received in this city, you might need to go through Callahan. But if you're serious about the anarch cause itself, he's not your guy. Callahan eats up fledglings like you and shits out self-preservation. His position as Baron is mighty shaky now, not least due to the fact he's backstabbed more than his share of allies. So he's no different than a prince. I'm just saying. Also, we have a new word, Baron. At its most basic, a baron is a strong anarch who controls a territory and wields authority over those living in it. One of the most common types of baron is a lick who has a city, neighborhood, or even just a building. The other common type is a baron who attempts to control an entire city on his own, a local strongman. He behaves suspiciously like a Camarilla prince. Fucking thank you. Thank you. Dictionary. I need that gif of vindication. Barons can literally be no different from princes, and anarchs can literally be no different than the Camarilla. In my humble opinion, they both suck. The anarchs are going to lie about how much they suck. The Camarilla are like, yeah, we suck. And we're gonna take care of you so you can get over it. Anarchs are like, we don't suck. We're totally different. And then they just suck. Anyway. So he's doing what any other old fart in a position of power would do. He's doubling down. Negotiations are out, intimidation is in. Tightening ranks as a precaution against the Second Inquisition. She surprises you by hacking and spitting on the ground in disgust. Ugh. If you spent some time with the Cams, that should sound very familiar to you. He's no better than Panard and her cronies are at this point. Yeah, like most barons. No, you need to contact Torque. And when you know it, it's your lucky night, because I'm the lick to do it through. Ooh. How is Torque different? How is he different from Callahan? Motherfucker, you're really asking for it. Her anger flares up again. Oh, let me guess, she's a fucking Bruja. I'll pretend that was just a naive question and not a half-assed jab. Torque is a leader, a local baron who's overseeing a small domain, but doing a very good job of it. Callahan knows this, so he's given him shit. Torque has taken it like a champ. He's smart like that. For one of us rebels, he's got the patience of a saint. Makes you think back to how things used to be way back when, if the stories are to be believed. Anyway. You want to meet him? I'm going to require a show of goodwill first. Oh, we doing this. But do y'all see now how fucking Anarchs, it's like, oh, Anarch Bruja, like, revolutionary. And just her fucking attitude. Oh my god. Ridiculous. Okay. That's fair. What do you have in mind? She flashes at you a mischievous half-smile. I appreciate your readiness, but I don't have the details just now. Ask for me at the bar when you're able. I'll leave something for you, and we'll take it from there. Now come on, I gotta go. She walks you out of the bar, and you go your separate ways. Seems like there's nothing more to do than return here later to see if Mia really can help you contact Torque. Boy, why you moved down here? The final confrontation between Agathon and Juno is getting near, and Aisling Sturbridge, High Regent of the Chantry of the Five Boroughs in New York, is impatient to see its results. So that would be, I think it's the last of that line. But we haven't seen Hope in a while, and I want to go see Hope. This is me making my choice. Going to Hope. When you reach the cafe, you're welcomed by the familiar face of the waiter who first led you inside. You exchange looks and nods. He hides his vape pen in a back pocket. She's been expecting you. Something happened to her car, and she hasn't exactly left her room ever since. He scratches his head, shrugs, and gestures at you to follow him. It's the same route as before. God! Why? First beyond the locked door at the end of the room with all the computers, then into an endless gray labyrinth. Finally, you reach a door that will look like any other to a random bystander. Of course, by now you know that Hope's haven lies beyond it. The waiter bids you adieu with an exaggerated bow and starts walking back to the cafe. You enter the familiar room. This time, the lights are on inside. The lights are on. Alright. Hope is inside, walking around nervously, overseeing every screen in sight. When she spots you, she wastes no time on introductions. Kara Montgomery, what do you know of her? Oh yeah, no, I gave her like a bitchy e-girl voice. Kara Montgomery, what do you know of her? Heard something. I actually don't remember much about her. You could have seen her in listicles such as Top 5 Badass Women in Tech 2018, 12 CEOs who spark innovation through empathy, or 20 entrepreneurs with mysterious ties to Jeffrey Epstein. No! What? I'm curious when this game was made. Didn't kill himself. Okay. You don't get to voice your answer. The question was just a minor courtesy. She has a monologue to deliver, and she won't allow any interruption. 20 years ago, she was a failed .com investor. Now she's CEO of Double Spiral, a brand management startup working at the crossroads of big data and influencer culture. The quotation marks are audible, dripping with venom. Long story short, she spent years convincing her Camarilla contacts, as in out-of-touch old farts angry about smartphones, that Kindred can benefit from controlling the internet. Also, I know it released in 2019, but I mean, like, when did they write that Jeffrey Epstein line? Her IT goals have done a lot of research on deepfakes, AI, and machine learning. Her goal is the ability to generate thousands of believably human online accounts. Basically, an army of posters that could brute force anything into the mainstream discourse. The elders took a while to get the concept, but eventually, Kara got their blessing. The thing is, she claims her tech is ready to be tested, but it needs one final component to work properly, and that's why... She pauses. She proposed a truce. Fuck her. What truce? Truce? What kind of truce? The become my friend or face a violent death kind of truce. Not exactly fucking convincing if you ask me. But no matter how much I hate her guts, this is a blessing in disguise. Hear me out. She picked a public place in Manhattan, neutral ground where we can meet without fear that another party might do something stupid and violate the Masquerade. She wants to just talk. You will go there in my place and listen to her terms. We won't accept them, of course, especially not after she tried to kill us. You'll just steal her voice and walk away. Yeah, I want to know what she means by steal her voice. Oh, record her? Oh. Steal her voice? What's next? Will you trade her a mermaid tail for legs? A Disney joke? Sweet. What's next? Will you hit me up with a topical Harry Potter reference? I'm not trying to be obtuse here. Wait a second and let me explain my plan. You see, there's only one way to even the odds. We have to hit Kara where it hurts. And she's only got one weak point. Double Spiral headquarters. Kara's the only person there with access to every room. The security is something she came up with herself. Voice-based, but based on a different password phrase every time. That means just recording her talking is not enough if we want to get in. That's why I started selling illicit materials to people with access to advanced deepfake audio technology. I've got it right in this room, and now all I need is a sample base that will allow me to manufacture a bot that talks like her. To monitor data, I need to stay behind. Still, I think the plan is pretty simple. You talk to her while wearing a wire, I process the recordings here to steal her voice, and voila, she's wide open. Then, we invade Double Spiral and destroy it from within. The evil is defeated. I become part of your crew. Happy ending for everybody. How does that sound to you? Will she even talk to me? Which is a valid question. She wanted to talk to you. Why would she talk to me? Yes, she's too stuck up to talk to a total rando, but given an opportunity to get Sophie Langley's right hand on her side, she won't let it pass by. She won't let it pass her by. And even if you weren't a minor celebrity in this city, I'm sure our connection would have been enough to hear you out. Hope shakes her head and clasps her hands. When she speaks up, she sounds so different, more spaced out, stuttering. All right, let me fix you up with the hardware. She hands you a minuscule earpiece and starts attaching a small decorative pin to your clothes, along with some masked wiring. It's a directional microphone. I can clean up the audio later, but keep it pointed directly at Kara as much as possible, all right? You put on an earpiece she gave you. It fits snugly deep inside your right ear. 1 2 1 2 1 2 1 2. The hardware works flawlessly and the audio quality seems great. You give Hope an affirmative sign with your head. Beautiful. Kara designated... I can't decide if I say Kara or Kara. Ugh. Kara designated the meeting place at the vessel. You've heard about the place, right? It's right by the eastern end of the Lincoln Tunnel. A giant pile of staircases, basically impossible to miss. Manhattan's answer to the Eiffel Tower, or a gaudy monument being only ever so slightly free, depending on who you ask. I'd drive you there, but my car is still in the shop, and I don't want to risk being spotted by Kara's people, and I need to process the voice data from here. Which means I have a perfectly acceptable number of excuses for not letting myself get anywhere close to that demonic old hag. You involuntarily roll your eyes a bit. Hope sits in front of her screens, pretending not to have noticed. So, should we get this show on the road, or what? Ready whenever you are. This fucking audio stresses me out every time. I think Hope's struggling with whispers too. No sense lingering here. You get back to the street and find your car. Wrapping up this show as quickly as possible sounds like a good idea. Around 30 minutes later, you're in front of the vessel. Oh, this looks neat. That's a lot of, like... I don't know, this place is kind of almost cyberpunk-y to me. It's just, it looks like just a bunch of stairs. And it's kind of spooky. Alright. Hope's description of a giant pile of staircases wasn't particularly helpful. From the distance, the building looks more like a giant honeycomb designed to swarm the tourist bees. I can see that. At least during the day, that is. At the moment, the place is closed to the general public. A few men who look vaguely threatening and out of place are making sure nobody unwanted gets in. However, you have no problem getting up the stairs. All it takes is an exchange of knowing glances with one of the guards. You are expected. A lone figure appears in your sight, staring down the streets of Manhattan. You know, city people often complain about being unable to see the starry skies, but I always thought the real tragedy was how they're unable to appreciate the man-made sea of lights that surrounds them. You can teach people a lot of things, but you can't teach them to see, huh? You recognize the face from Hope's phone. Finally, you meet Kara Montgomery in the flesh. She turns to you, puts on a wide smile, and shakes your hand with a firm grip. First, a representative of Sophie Langley. Now, a representative of Hope. Not the way I'd develop my own career, but I gotta say, not many neonates get around the way you do. Hardy fucking har. Hope speaks up in your ear for the first time, seething with contempt. Although Kara couldn't possibly have heard her, she immediately goes to address her absence. Can't say I expected her to actually arrive here, with you, or instead of you. On the other hand, I'm sure every single word I say will be instantly relayed to her. And for the first time in forever, your empty blabbering will serve an actual useful cause. So let me make sure we cut out everyone but the middleman for a while, okay? She takes out her phone and taps the touchscreen. In a few seconds, the barely perceptible buzzing sound in your ear disappears completely. You can't hear Hope anymore. It's probable she can't hear your voice right now either, which would mean she must be busy raging or cursing out everything in her sight at the moment. Oh, fuck. Fuck. Oh, Hope's username keeps changing because those are all her different personalities, but I can't keep up with doing 80 voices. Yeah, she just disabled our wire. She absolutely knew that was coming. Cool, 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 cool. This isn't concerning at all. This obviously wasn't something she expected to happen. Could it be that Kara saw through your plan? You have to play it cool and see what happens next. Knowing Hope, you've probably heard whatever scraps can be Googled about me and piles of insults for good measure. Obviously, I know everything there is to be known about you as well, Lamar. I don't believe we have a need for formal introductions, but first off, Let me apologize for the discomfort my former employee has caused you. I wasn't remotely aware of his planned actions against Hope. I fully condemn them. I'm glad to see you unharmed, and, of course, applaud your swift disposal of the psycho. Langley chose you well. Brief silence. So let me cut to the chase here and present myself the best way I know how. Through my ideas. Who do you think has a monopoly on reality? Not much for small talk, is she? Who do you think has a monopoly on reality? We do. I'm going to say we do. Kara raises her eyebrow. Now that's a platitude if I've ever heard one. Unless you mean us, as in Kindred. The monopoly is a bit much, but yes, we've been pretty adept at controlling the narrative regarding our existence throughout the ages. Too bad we've started slipping up recently. We were completely unprepared for the information era, and the existence of the Second Inquisition is a direct consequence of that. So many final deaths that could have been avoided. Yeah, the Second Inquisition cracked the Nosferatu Information Network, which was called SchreckNet, based on Carl Schreck. And when they cracked that, pretty much they got every bit of information on Kindred they could have ever wanted. So we got real fucked. But unlike Hope, who decided to separate herself from the shit show and criticize from a safe distance without offering any solutions, I'm here to take matters into my own hands. She signals to someone behind you. For a while you've been watching Kara's men who circle around the staircases, presumably her ghouls. One of them sets off downstairs. You know, Bolivia just had a military coup. Hundreds of new accounts posting about nothing but Bolivian politics in English set out to convince every random person online that the US wasn't to blame. Sloppy work, if you ask me. Now imagine this. A 17-year-old K-pop fan from Ohio writing an entire thread about her relatives in La Paz are actually glad the president's gone. A film reviewer with a side interest in politics selling you a CIA-approved narrative about Evo Morales. An approachable fitness guy explaining the situation to you in simple terms, just like it is. Animated voice, expressive gestures, and steady eye contacts. She taught herself how to project a good image, but isn't a natural yet. At times, it feels as if she's screaming at you to trust her. It's hard not to emulate the masses. Reach out to one of those Eastern European troll farms and bang! A few hours later, you have a clone army that will instantly voice their support for any cause. You will spread your message, but you won't foster a new culture that serves your goals. Won't masquerade your messaging as independent thought. For that, you need personalities, not the masses. But the ability to emulate personalities? A whole different ballgame. Not a craft, but an art. You need to understand your fabrication so deeply that you start to hate it, and then learn to love it. Oh, also, yeah, it might be Max Schreck. I confuse Max and Carl all the time. And if you want to make a bunch of those personalities follow one agenda, you need a once-in-a-lifetime team to achieve that. A like-minded artistic collective, both ambitious and obedient. Even though you can't hear Hope's voice in your ear right now, you could swear you hear her in Kara's speech. It's the exact same tone she was using when monologuing in the car. One of them must have been a big influence on another, or perhaps they used to be in a position where they both shaped each other's personas. Hard to say. Only one thing is for sure, and that is Hope must be absolutely furious right now. Is it possible that Kara knew about her plot? Fingers crossed she doesn't. She does. The state is satisfied when an account that went unused for 5 years suddenly starts yelling imperial propaganda into the void. The aging corporations are too set in their ways. But imagine a fresh startup that enables the proliferation of ideas adjacent to the prince's plans for the future. Now imagine it getting into bed with the biggest corporations and agencies. So many unlives that could be improved or even saved from the raids of First Light. I have the infrastructure. I have the elder support. All I need now is a mastermind at the center of it all. Hope. Yep. Hope. Yes, hope. She looks down and takes in the scenery below for a while. Then she points at her t-shirt, the one piece of clothing that clashes with the rest of her outfit. You know, I'm a huge fan of punk. The leading idea of my company, Double Spiral, is to make everything I do a little bit punk. I'm all about clashing ideas. I'm all about disruption. You blink a few times in quick succession. Oh God, you think to yourself, she's that kind of person. You saw a lot of them in your old life. Another rich idiot who thinks deals are an art form too, hell-bent on perverting the meaning of any piece of actual art that hasn't been thoroughly ruined by the art-hating dystopia that surrounds you. You collect yourself and escape from memory lane. Kara started talking about hope, so you better listen. Ah yes, a disruptor, so original. She sounds like so many tech startup people. To me, hope is as punk as it gets. A free spirit, fiercely independent, an eternal contrarian at odds with everything and everyone, developing her talents just because she finds it joyful. But God, does that girl need guidance? Not putting her talents to better use, rotting away, posting inane bullshit all the time? What a waste. I've built an environment specifically to develop her talents and let her become indispensable to our society, but she rejects it because some idiotic hang-ups. I don't expect you to change your mind about me just because I keep yapping and yapping. I just hope you'll keep my perspectives in mind and serve as the voice of reason Hope really needs right now. Now that I've had my say, how about we put our girl back on? She taps her phone again, a quiet buzz reappears in your right ear. Let's just stay quiet. Like, she knows the ruse, but I feel like for obvious reasons we need to keep it up. Emily is screaming internally at the entire monologue from Carrot. Yeah, it sounds like it's so familiar. Okay. 5 extremely long seconds of radio silence. I'm here. Keep talking. Don't worry. She should have heard everything. I just wanted to spare you an annoying commentary track while I introduce myself. Excuse me for a second. One of Kara's guards approaches to show her something on his phone. Hope uses the distraction to get you up to speed with how things are on her side. Yeah, for a second there, I was about to rage that the hag had gotten the better of us. But hey, go figure. She just wanted to take a piss in my Cheerios. The plan worked. I have a lot of data from her monologuing and some private sources, but the more we gather, the better. This display here says some more K letters could be useful. So don't beat yourself up about it if you fail, but if you dare to repeat something with K in it, that might improve our deepfake voice. Looks like Kara's done talking to the guard. Sorry about that. Looks like I've got to attend a sudden meeting with a Google representative shortly. Hope snorts. Not bragging, though. By the way, does anyone but Hope know about this little rendezvous? Your patron? Any other companion? Or maybe the Nosferatu? Wait, was that supposed to be Kara? Because there's no sprite and no name tag, so what? I'm a little confused by this one. I'm just gonna say nobody. Nobody. It's just, should I have told anyone? Yeah, it was her. Maybe. Maybe not. Just says a lot about your personality, that's all. Anyway, no offense, but since Hope's not here, I really have to rush. Honestly, I feel a little insulted that she set up this meeting and didn't even bother to show up. Insulted and suspicious, her tone of voice betrays her. She might have some good instincts. Too bad she doesn't trust him here. Still, out of respect for Langley, I decided to have this talk with you to explain why I'm an asset to the Camarilla, and to explain why the elders need Hope by my side. What the worm-brained hag here forgot to mention is that the elders don't give a shit about me. Even if you don't see it my way now, I believe I've sown some seeds here that might sprout in the near future. Double Spiral looks out for people who look out for it, is all I'm saying. But before I leave, there's one thing I really wish I knew. Back when I knew her, she was a different person, or different people, depending on how you look at it. Why does she fight against me so much? What's her motivation to resist so much? What's her motivation? Good question. She never shared it with you. Answer whatever you want, but A, you better lie through your teeth. B, get her to say V a few times if you can. It might improve a few shortcomings of our deepfake software. What's your answer? Her motivation. Oh, V, survival. That'll get her to say survival. Yeah, that was a good game reference. Survival. Kara snorts. Spare me. If she just wanted to keep pulling through, she'd have a much better chance by my side. Pride or spite would have been far more believable as an answer. She should have told you either don't know or don't trust me. Oh, should have told me you either don't know or don't trust me. Survival. V times 2. Good attempt, at least. One of Kara's people erupts into a theatrical cough. Kara gestures at him to calm down. I really need to go. See you around, Lamar. She begins to walk down the stairs, surrounded by her guards. Once she's gone from before your eyes, Hope decides to summarize your mission. For the love of Christ, wish you could have kept her droning for a little longer. Turns out the T letter could use some improvements as well. Not complaining, though. You did good. And don't worry, the data I have should be more than enough to generate a convincing deepfake. I just need to put in some more work. So I guess I'll get to that right away. Enjoy the rest of your night. Drop my hardware at your haven when you get a chance. I'll let you know when we're ready to hit Kara's base of operations. Pray for my success, sweetie, and I might be done soon. Maybe even tomorrow. And once we're done with her, we'll talk about how I can repay your generosity. Amen! The connection drops. It looks like that's all for now. You gaze at the sea of lights around you for the last time and then start making your way back to street level. That was amazing. What is Tradketh thought? What? I don't know what that means. Oh, was that one of the usernames? I think I missed that. Oh, sorry. Alright, we need to take a nappy nap. I need to go to sleep. Why am I there? Okay. You arrive at the leech pit, finding it less rowdy than the last time. The bar is still packed, but the dance floor is empty tonight. Sorry. It's funny when it says the dance floor is empty. We've got these homies going here. Instead, the old crackling speakers are playing music that would probably sound like noise even on high-end hardware. Mia is nowhere to be seen, but you do remember she requested that you ask for her at the bar. You approach the bar as the bartender finishes up pouring a beer. From an older guy in a faded, fraying Iron Maiden t-shirt, she turns to you. Oh. Y'all already know what I'm gonna say. Waifu. Look at that half shave with a little gray streak. Waifu. Okay. Waifu. Alright. Welcome to Storyteller Ellie's Harem Simulator. It's just me playing Coteries of New York. Why can I get you? I was told to ask you about Mia? I was told to ask about Mia at the bar. Yeah? Well, she's not in tonight. She looks you up and down and a spark of recollection shines in her eye. Oh yeah, that's right. She takes a well-worn book from the counter, some kind of YA vampire novel, and flips through it. She produces a piece of paper from between the book pages and passes it to you. She told me you'd be interested in reading this. You find a relatively quiet corner and take a look at the note. T wants to meet you. I'll arrange it. But you need to prove you're trustworthy. Look around the leech pit for a guy named Bruce. Buff dude. Tattoo sleeve on his right arm. I'm 90% sure he's somebody's retainer. Sent here to spy on us by the cam. Give me the name of his master and write it on this card, then return it to the bar. Speaking of someone with a side shave and white streak, thanks. It's a fucking look! Like, hell yeah. I love that look. Okay. And we got a new word. Retainer. A human who serves a vampiric master. Kindred rarely go without at least a few of these mortals, both for convenience and protection. It doesn't take you long to locate this Bruce guy. He sits alone in a corner, 2 beer glasses already empty on his table. You take a moment to consider your approach. Oh, sorry for the yawn. Feeding opportunity, bar patron. I got work to do. Okay. Present. Strike up a conversation. The man immediately notices you, but doesn't move from his spot. The other seats are empty. When you focus the blood to boost your attractiveness, it's not just Bruce who notices. He's into you. So are other people doing double takes as they pass your table. What? What? Husbando. I found a waifu. I found a husbando. Look, these anarchs are full of shit, but this bar is poppin'. It's poppin'. It's full of beauties. Look, anarchs, just, if you would just grow up and come to the Camarilla side. I have a beautiful harem for all of you. We'll get a real big fucking haven. You know, 5 dots into haven so it can just be a big ass house that we can all live in together. Alright. Oh no, y'all are gonna start with Vatty again. You can't betray Kadir like that. Kadir will always be Vatty, but I have room in my heart for more tall, dark, and handsome menfolk. Alright. Hey you. Have I seen you here before? It's my first night here. I don't think so. It's my first night here. Hey, I'm lucky I'm here tonight then. Ooh. Oh! We're flirting! We can't intimidate him. Ask him about the name. Nicely. Yeah, I feel like our only choice here really is to say it nicely. So we're trying to be flirty. Alright. I know you're here because somebody asked you to spy on this place. It'd make me really happy if you gave me their name. What? Do you mean Sam? He catches himself, realizes what you're doing. His eyes dart over your shoulder. You thought you had him cornered, but he suddenly leaps over the table in one smooth move and dashes through the sparse crowd. You catch up to him outside. Oh fuck, oh fuck, oh fuck, oh fuck. Ah! He's bolting alright. We got celerity. We're gonna get him. Throwing caution to the wind, you focus your blood and give chase after Bruce. He might be faster than a human, but his abilities are a fraction of yours. He dashes into a nearby alley and you follow suit. Before he can jump the fence, you tackle him to the ground. A short brawl later, you're standing a few meters apart, Bruce eyeing you with hatred. We're just gonna tell him his cover's blown. We're not getting violent with this booty yet. Listen, your cover's blown. I was told who you are. You better come clean. Your master's name, that's all I need. Bullshit. Besides, she'd kill me if I told you, and I quite like being alive. Here's the deal. You tell me your master's name, you save yourself a world of hurt. Unless you want to exit this alley on a stretcher, you'd better... Whack! Oh, fuck! Bruce doesn't wait for you to finish talking. He jumps at you, kicking and punching with dizzying speed. It takes you by surprise, and he puts you on the defensive. Just as you're about to retaliate, he breaks away, jumps the fence... We should have been violent! He breaks away, jumps the fence at the end of the alley, and is gone into parts of the city unknown. Time to leave something for Mia. You borrow a pin from the bar and flip Mia's note to the other side. Sam. And you know it's a she. That still leaves a lot of options. You can pull a name out of your ass or let Mia figure it out. We're gonna leave Mia all the information we have because my brain just went to Olaf going, Samantha? Leave Mia all the info we have. Mia asked you for a name, but if all you have is a fragment and gender, it'll have to do. You jot down the note. Bruce referred to his master as Sam and called her she. You pass the piece of paper to the bartender. She sticks it back in the same book. Hold on 1 second. She wanted me to pass something on to you. She produces a cell phone from behind the counter. It's ancient, at least 15 years out of date. Oh, right, and this. An old charger for the piece of junk in your hand. They really did think of everything. She said she'll be in touch. It takes you a moment to remind yourself how to operate this thing. You find that its phone book is blank. There's no Wi-Fi connectivity and no saved messages. It's got a version of Snake, though. The bartender is already over at the other end of her domain, taking orders from patrons. With the Aeronart contact nowhere in sight, you decide to move on for the night. Hopefully, your educated guesses based on the scraps of info you collected will be enough for Mia to call you. Ooh. Okay, I'm gonna say we have time for one more option. So chat, I am going to let you decide. We have Benoit. We have a mysterious person following us. A reporter. Tremere Sadboy. D'Angelo. Tamika. Or Hope way out there. Oh yeah, y'all have been mentioning, the photographer. So let's do this. The weather is cold and windy as you walk to Sophie's apartment. As a vampire, that doesn't matter anymore. You may have been saddled with eternal hunger, but at least you can ignore the wind chill. If I was a vampire, I'd absolutely move up north probably. Because up north is there's so many pretty things and good, like, big metropolises. That cold will fucking kill me. Just as you come to the door of Sophie's building, she storms out, murmuring into her phone. Yes, I know. Don't worry, I trust you to handle it. You heard Sophie talk to her associates before. It's always the same. Generalities and vague suggestions. It makes you think she's involved in mysterious machinations, yet doesn't tell you anything. Sophie is dressed to kill, but there's nothing unusual in that. She likes to make an impression. A black car with tinted windows is waiting for her in front of the door. A chauffeur steps out into the open car door for her. Steps out to open the car door for her. Sophie notices you. I'm glad you're in the neighborhood. If you could look around for me one more time, that would be wonderful. You told me you've gotten rid of that reporter. Turns out he's still here, snooping around. Sophie is very good at communicating disappointment. She doesn't have to do much to make it clear that she's unhappy to have to return to this issue. Ellie Toreador confirmed. I am a Malkavian through and through. I was gone, I'm sorry, or we're just gonna say I'll take care of it. Like, she doesn't want excuses. I'll take care of it. After tonight, he won't trouble you anymore. Good. Don't disappoint me. The reporter talked his way into the building during the day. Once the doorman understood what was happening, he threw the reporter out. He showed old pictures of me to my neighbors. It's very awkward, you understand. Sophie disappears into the car and the chauffeur closes the door behind her. You watch as the sleek vehicle disappears into the Manhattan traffic. Just one anonymous car among many. Best sit down somewhere and devise a plan of action. You go to a nearby diner, settle into a booth, and order a coffee from the steely-eyed Latina waitress. As she brings you your cup, you describe Frank Doherty to her on the off chance she's seen something. Just as she's about to answer, you happen to look outside. Something catches your eye. The diner is brightly lit, so you lean closer to the windows to see the street through it. You got lucky. Frank is standing on the sidewalk on the other side of the street, looking at something on his phone. You slide out of the booth, throwing a few small bills on the table. Mumbling something to the waitress, you step outside. Should we follow him? Auspex, you trust in the powers of the blood? What does that mean? That doesn't tell me what I'm gonna do. Let's follow him covertly. Try and be a little sneaky, maybe. For a reporter, Frank isn't terribly observant. You keep your distance, hiding behind people and cars. He doesn't look around. It seems like he wants to find a private nook to inspect the photos he took tonight. An alley. He ducks in and you follow. Oh god, it's you again. Please, I'm working on a different story. Oh no, we gave him a proper Minnesotan accent, I think. Oh no, it was New York. Oh god, it's you again. Please, I'm working on a different story, I swear. Turning into Carl from Aqua Teen Hunger Force. Frank retreats deeper into the alley. In that case, you won't mind a little friendly chat. I'm all about being friendly. Okay, I'm sorry I tried to bullshit you. Just tell me how I can help you. Thought we agreed there's no story. Your employer trusts you too much. Well, why are you here? Tempted to say, why are you here? Give him a chance. You're sneaking around with a camera again. Why? I'm a reporter. I report. That's just my job. Look, I don't want any trouble. I can see that you're serious. There is something to Sophie Langley. I think you know what it is. You take a long, hard look at Frank Doherty. He's a tenacious man, but not that brave. After the last time you met, you were sure he had been dealt with. Where did he find the courage to come here again? I like you, Frank. You don't give up. What's your real angle here? Everybody plays an angle. It's one of the things you learn in my profession. You're smart. You know that there will be others after me. If there's a real story, they'll come find it. Your best shot's with a friendly reporter. Someone you can trust. Someone like me. So what do you say? Get ahead of the story. It'll be good for you and Miss Langley too. You almost believe it, but something about Frank feels off. This isn't really going how I thought it would. Is this about Black? Sorry, y'all. Sleep hitting me. I don't want to say, like, trust in your blood to convince Frank, because we thought we convinced him last time. That shit didn't work. Which means I think he's got someone back at home. Do you have a personal interest in Sophie Langley, Frank? What? No. Or I mean, she is a very attractive woman, but I make it a rule never to get involved with people I write about. You're not famous for professional ethics? Boy. Let's try... That must require real effort to escape all those beautiful ladies who want what you have. Hey, no reason to be mean. Sometimes I just need some extra money, that's all. Where does this extra money come from? Sorry, y'all, I'm blowing through this. I am so invested. There's a guy. He's paying me, that's all. But I can't talk about that. Oh no. We cannot drink Frank dry. That's mean. Oh no. Oh, big yikes, big yikes. Or we can push him for more information. He's kind of a weak little bitch. Or offer for him to work for us? Because here's the thing. If we drink him dry, he has a point. Someone else, whoever is making him come here, whoever's paying him, is just gonna send someone else. I think we should push him. We could push him, or we could offer for him to work for us. We'll pay him better. Oh no, I ran out of water. But we're almost done. Alright, y'all are saying push. Let's push him. Oh, Frank, I don't want to kill you. Come on, you can give me more than that. No, really. Even I don't know all that much about these people. You're a reporter. What do your instincts tell you? I'm not sure. I can't get a handle on him. I don't think it's blackmail or a business rival or an ex. Okay, that's enough. I can't tell you anything more. You gotta consider the position I'm in. I kinda wanna say we're not done. Because neither of these options really feel like closure. Yeah, let's try and tell him to ditch the people he works for. Here's some free advice. Spend less time jumping hoops at the behest of scary strangers. Life will go better for you. Fine, I'll leave her alone. I'm done with this. It was all bullshit anyway. You can tell Sophie Langley you won't see me anymore. As Frank leaves the alley, you consider your victory. You sounded defeated, sincere. is it really up to him whether he returns or not? Oh. And that's where we're gonna leave off for today. I'm really worried about how that conversation went. Really worried. Either we're gonna have someone else to deal with, or I don't know. Oh, I'm worried now. Thank you guys again for joining me. I will be back here tomorrow, same bat time, same bat channel, for Vampire the Masquerade Bloodlines for the Malkavian playthrough. And you guys have been wonderful. This chat is always absolutely the highlight of me playing this game. So thank you guys so much, and I hope you guys have a wonderful rest of your day. Take care of yourselves.